Hi everybody, my name is Ryder, and today I'm going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Ben Affleck's newest movie, Air. So we're almost halfway through the year at this point, and I've had some fun with some of the movies I've seen this year, but none of them have really blown me away yet, and so I'm very glad to say that Guardians 3 is the first really amazing movie of the year. By far the best of the trilogy, and it is now one of my favorite movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Up to this point, my favorite Guardians have been Drax and Mantis, but I love that this movie gave Rocket a chance to shine, and it made me appreciate him so much more. Up to this point, I've always thought he was funny, and I enjoyed whenever he showed up in things, but getting to see his backstory and where he comes from gave him so much more depth. I also really enjoyed the High Evolutionary. It's not like he was the most amazing villain I've ever seen in a superhero movie, but the actor who plays him, Chakudi Iwuji, is clearly having just such a fun time playing him, and that made his performance really stand out to me. He has so much energy to give, and he does so much more with the character than I think most other actors would have been able to. If you don't like characters who just scream a lot though, then you're probably not going to like him, but he worked for me. One thing I really loved was how much the Guardians felt like a real family. The way they fight and bicker with one another felt so realistic, and their bond is what holds the movie together and what makes you care. And without that, the movie wouldn't work, but thankfully they nailed that part. I've seen this movie 2 times now, and the jokes all still held up the second time. And often comedies are just one and dones for me. You know, I'll go back a second time and the jokes just don't hit the same as they did the first. But thankfully that wasn't the case here. There are some dumb ones here and there, but overall I think the movie is really hilarious. A lot of the movies and shows that have come out since Endgame have just been okay. And that would be fine unless you're someone like me who watches literally every single thing that comes out. Since 2021, we've gotten 9 movies, 8 shows, and 2 Disney Plus specials. And so when one of those is amazing, like this movie is, it makes getting through everything else feel so much more worth it. And we're now deep enough into this new phase of Marvel that I feel I can point out some highlights. My favorite things so far have been WandaVision, Spider-Man No Way Home, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the Guardians Holiday Special, and now Guardians Volume 3, which is by far my favorite of all of these. Even though it's 2.5 hours long, it doesn't drag at all. It's very funny, it's got a lot of heart, and it is a very satisfying conclusion for this group of characters, and so I really can't recommend it enough. I'd also like to talk a little bit about Air, and to sum it up briefly, this movie tells the story of Sonny Vaccaro and all the other people at Nike who helped create the Air Jordan brand, and how they convinced Michael Jordan and his family to sign up with them. Basketball is not my thing at all, but this movie does a very good job getting you invested regardless of your interest in sports. There's one scene where Damon's character is telling Michael Jordan during a pitch to join Nike how everyone in that room besides him will be forgotten, and that is the thing that resonates with me about this movie. Everyone watching this movie goes in knowing that the Air Jordan will be a success, and so to see the people who made that possible is what hooks me. And it's the same thing with Rogue One. We all know that the rebels defeat the Empire and blow up the Death Star, and so to see a movie about the group of people who made that possible in the first place by stealing those plans is very cool to me. This is the 6th movie I've seen Viola Davis in this year, and I'm not even seeking her out. I just happen to keep watching her movies, and she is quickly becoming one of my favorite actresses. The movie does such a great job in showing how intelligent Dolores Johnson was in looking out and negotiating for her son to make sure he would always be taken care of. And that part of the movie really touched me, and she is by far my biggest takeaway from the movie. Matt Damon also stood out to me, especially in his scenes with Viola Davis. I thought they played off one another very well. Air is a very solid movie. It's not too long, and it's very accessible to anyone, regardless of your knowledge or interest in sports. And it's now available to watch on Amazon Prime, so I would definitely recommend watching it. And that's all I have for this video. There's some big movies coming out this month, which I'm very excited to see. The Flash, I think, looks really great, and I think I'm really going to like it. And also, as of the time of recording this, I'm going to be seeing Across the Spider-Verse later tonight, which I'm sure I'm going to love. And so expect a video on that coming up very soon. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.